Welcome to the award-winning Saints Happy Hour podcast. Seriously, this podcast has won awards. American standards are dropping every day. The show features Ralph, the best host in the world, who can barely pronounce his own name, much less anyone else's.
Marcus Marquez Callaway.
Dave is that dude who loves taking bathroom breaks. He's mad about almost anything, so make sure to lower your volume when he speaks.
Put that freaking clown meme back up that I made. Jesus Christ.
Andrew has sources, watches tapes, and knows football. He rarely shows up on time and wants to commit crimes to help the Saints win.
Sean Payton would have done illegal things. Don't tell me I'm wrong, because you know it's true.
Oh, and there's also Kevin, who is great at doing mock drafts, but struggles to actually watch Saints games or have a functioning relationship.
Budrich wants to know how the doctor's doing.
That ended.
Anyway, grab a drink, sit back, and enjoy the insanity.
All right, everybody, welcome to another edition of Saints Happy Hour podcast. If you're finding us on the YouTubes, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and go to saintshappyhour.com and become a patron. Support the show. We're doing amazing things. We've won the Louisiana Sports Writers Association Podcast of the Year back-to-back years. What other Saints podcast can say that? None of them. You should support us. We're the best when we have working equipment and we're sober. Or maybe we're at our best when we don't have working equipment and we're drunk. I don't know, Kevin.
Well, I haven't been drunk on this podcast in years.
Personal preference, I guess. I'm drunk every other week.
I focused on having actually working microphone.
You focus on throat coat, Kevin.
The throat coat,
On throating the coat.
Yeah. And if you listen to the free version and you like Thomas, our great producer in Poland, we're recording this like it's like lunchtime in Poland. If you like if you like Thomas and you love what he does, the work he does, support the show, because that's how we keep Thomas around. Meats and cheeses in Poland. They ain't free, people. So today we're doing another mailbag, and this one is the mailbag that we love all the mailbags. Send us questions. We use everything you send us, questions, comments, videos, anything you send us, we will use trivia. We will use it and create wonderful content for the peoples. But I really love the ridiculous.
I have a question for Tomas.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, Kevin.
Are you going to snack on some Golobki later?
Gołąbki? No.
Golobki?
Gołąbki.
Gołąbki.
Sounds like something an Ewok would eat.
That was fine.
Sounds like something an Ewok would eat. What is that?
I don't know. I just saw it on a list.
Yeah, it's like meat with lettuce in sauce.
There you go.
Like
There's your meats.
Oh, it's
Meats
the
and
Polish
cheeses.
excuse for a salad. You're just like, we're gonna.
No, it's not salad. It's not salad. It's not salad.
We're gonna throw a piece of lettuce in there
with rice. I don't know how to explain it. It's like a bowl of rice with meat and it's covered in lettuce and in sauce. I don't like it though, honestly. I'm pretty picky.
The most Polish salad ever.
I prefer spaghetti. Pasta.
So
real Polish
Thomas,
food.
Polish food's good. They used to have a little Polish cafe. But with COVID, wiped them out. Thomas, hit us up with the first question.
All right, first question from Illinois. When Miss Gale passes on, she said that Saints/Pels will be sold to someone who will keep them in New Orleans. Who are realistic buyers with NOLA ties who would buy the teams and keep them here?
This question, Kevin, it's a good question. Let me say that. I don't like it because it makes me think of the future for the Saints and New Orleans, and I don't like really thinking about that. We need Miss Gale to be healthy and live to like 110. And listen, she cares about the Saints. She cares about the city, and she takes the responsibility of owning the Saints, I think, as good as you could hope. Like, she's the best. She's the best possible outcome the Saints could have had when Tom Benson passed away. Like, she's the best. There's no question in my mind about that. And she's not moving the team. Like, she's not moving the teams ever, because and I don't say this as a negative, Kevin. She really, really cares about her obituary. And she ain't going to have in the first paragraph, Gail Benson, comma, the lady who moved the Saints to Portland. She ain't having that in the freaking obituary. She's just not. So she's not moving the Saints or the Pels until they're not moving at the zero chance until she is gone. And we want her to live a long time. But I gotta say, like, she's the richest person in Louisiana because
she's actually not.
Who is?
So she's third on the list with $3.4 billion.
Who's first and second?
So second, Bill Goldring, $3.9 billion. He is the chairman of the Sazerac Company, which is the second largest spirits company in the United States. Then first place is Matt Stuller, who, let's see, Jesus, he is the founder and chairman of Stuller Settings, which is an industry leader in jewelry manufacturing and distribution in the United States. His current estimated net worth stands at about $7 billion.
And they both live in Louisiana? Or they're from Louisiana? See, that's
I don't know if they both. I don't know if they live in Louisiana. It's just they're from Louisiana.
Yeah, maybe. But that's the list. I thought the list was 0. You expanded it to 3. So
because here's the other funny thing is because I'm looking at this list. Tyler Perry is on the list. He was born in New Orleans, but he lives out in Atlanta now. So I could I'm trying to think in my head, who could we get as like a consortium to buy the team and keep them in New Orleans? And I'm thinking you need some wealthy person, at least one like uber wealthy person who is from Louisiana, who has ties to Louisiana in some capacity, who points to Louisiana and says that is home, to be involved in buying the team.
The problem with and I don't begrudge players.
I mean, it could be. Look, Lil Wayne could be part of the consortium for all I care. He's worth $150 million. I mean, granted, that's a drop in the bucket for NFL owners.
That's the thing.
You put Lil Wayne in a 7-9 person consortium of business people and celebs to buy the team. I'm fine with it. Just you
got to own 30% of the team, I think. Like the rules that like one person has to own.
Person has to own it.
Like
30%.
I think it's 30%. It may have changed. Here's the problem. Redskins just went for $6 billion, right?
Commanders, Ralph. Commanders. Come on,
Commanders. Man. Sorry.
You got to be PC, brother.
Got to be PC. The Washington
WFT.
Team. I'm 47. I have memories of the Washington football team being good, being like
I get it. No, I get it.
Gold standard, and it's burned in my brain.
I know.
Joe Gibbs.
Believe me, I've said it to myself countless times.
Joe Gibbs, John Riggins, like the whole thing. I know people under 30, you'd have no comprehension. Like the Redskins used to be like a Tiffany's like gold standard NFL team. 1,000 years.
They were a prime franchise, and then Dan Snyder bought it and took them right in the toilet.
Just completely took a Tiffany brand NFL team and just burned it to the ground. It's really one of the incredible things in sports that I've ever seen. But they went for $6 billion. So let's say Miss Gale is 75. Let's be very positive. Let's say she lives to be 100. That's 25 more years. You're talking about the Saints, Kevin. I think being worth like $7 billion. So that puts no one in Louisiana. Maybe the Sazerac guy, his wealth will go up, and the jewelry guy, his wealth would go up. But you're talking if you're talking $6-7 billion for the Saints, the
Saints in 2022, the franchise was valued at $3.58 billion.
Yeah.
So, I mean, $7 billion is certainly not out of the realm of possibilities.
So it just becomes.
Let's see.
It becomes very difficult. The thing that I will say is Gail has set up like her
You cut off, Ralph. You hit the cord.
Oh.
She doesn't have any children. She doesn't have any people who will decide what happens to the Saints. Like, when they sell and all that. Like, she's set up like a board. It's like Dennis Lauscha, Loomis, and someone else. And that's why I tell people, like, Loomis is like, he's like made, man. Like, Loomis never leave. Like, Loomis isn't leaving until Loomis wants to leave for the Saints. So like, it's just done.
So I'm doing the math here, and assuming whenever the Saints get sold, that they're worth $7 billion. You need one person to come up with $2.1 billion.
That's right.
That's 30% of $7 billion.
And that eliminates, like, the Mannings. Like, because the Mannings, they're rich, but they ain't billions.
Right, and it's not one. Like, again, you need one. So basically, we need either Bill Goldring or Matt Stuller to say, you know what, I'm interested in investing in the football team. Like, either one of them's fine. Or shit, somebody needs to, win the lottery, win that $1 billion Mega Millions, and just let that bad boy collect interest forever and a day. And well, you could win the billion, so you'd get like, if I could win the Mega Millions, either of us win, you get like $600-700 million on the cash out. Then you'd have to, maybe if we could build the next Twitter and flip that to Elon in like 20 years for billions, and then buy the Saints.
New Orleans.
Brother, you ain't got to build a damn thing. All you got to do is just pull a Lisa Simpson in that episode of The Simpsons where you walk up to Elon and go, yeah, hey, you see this rock? This rock keeps bears away. Right. And Elon will be like, yes, I am intrigued by your bear deterring rock. I'll give you $120 million for it. Yeah, but it doesn't really do that. I'll give you $125 million. All right, fine. Take it.
I think.
Tell him there's an emerald locked inside of it. Then he'll double that.
Ralph, can I answer this question?
Go ahead.
I think the answer is very easy. Guys, just think about it. I think Kevin can be the next Saints owner. You know how? He just needs to marry Miss Gale.
That's right.
No woman ever rejected Kevin, so that's the correct answer.
That's right.
On the next Kevin Love update, Kevin...
That's what Lex Luthor did at the beginning of Superman Returns, man. Come on.
The final thing I'll say is, I do know this. Gail is going to do her darndest to try to lock in whoever buys the Saints to New Orleans. And I think that will involve, like, when the Dome gets renovated and done, which if you're a season ticket holder, you know this. They've been doing these massive renovations on the Dome, and it's going to be incredible when they're all done with it. I think Gail Benson, Kevin, is willing to sign a lease with the state that a normal or other NFL owners wouldn't be willing to do, because they'd be like, there's no possible out of this. She'll do her darndest to try to lock the Saints into New Orleans for like 40, 50 years after she dies. So we'll see. It'll be interesting, but it's tough because Louisiana, we love you, but you're not serious people as far as like leaders and economics in the state. They need to do better. We need more. I hate it, Kevin. The man of the people of me, I feel conflicted because I'm like, we need more billionaires, but billionaires are bad.
Billionaires. Yes. The default setting is billionaires bad.
I'm very conflicted.
I wonder, and I'm sure there's rules against it, and like Juge would immediately know the answer to this, or about 18 other people would know the answer to this. Part of me wishes, couldn't the state just buy the team and just say, or be the 30% owner and just say, we're ensuring the team stays in the state. The team is going to have training camp in the state in different locations to spur tourism and economic growth in, like, I don't know, Bossier City or Natchitoches, Baton Rouge, Lake Charles, move it all around. all that kind of stuff.
But
I don't know.
I'd be scared because you'd get some governor like Edwin Edwards who actually helped save the Saints in New Orleans. You'd get some governor like him, and he'd have like all his kids on the board of directors for the Saints, and they'd be like, Jim Bob is now general manager, and he's my son, and he's gonna do a fine job running the Saints. Like I would just the Louisiana politicians running the Saints.
You need because like that's the thing is you need to eliminate quality. The meddling. You need to eliminate the meddling. So there needs to be. Yeah, because then you got to put a bunch of red tape. It's like it can't be the governor that makes any decisions. It can't be any elected official that makes a decision. You'd have to like appoint a person that gets approved to oversee operations.
You need to be like Premier League where you have like a board and you have like a people on the board that are like wealthy. Like I follow Everton, they have their board and their fans hate their board and they fired them all.
Oh,
but, like their board is like rich people in Liverpool.
You just put a nightmare scenario in my head by bringing up the Premier League.
So
the Saudis.
Oh Jesus! Yeah, because I'm not saying anything else. I'm not saying anything else. I'm going to start an international incident here, and I don't feel like doing that. But the Saudis, I can't say anything. Saudis is a concern for everyone because they have unlimited money. So this question, Thomas, we don't have to break this podcast into like two. But Thomas, what's next?
All right, next question from Badrich, Trivia Master. Regardless of how fate played them, would you rather have Amari Cooper or Michael Thomas?
Ooh, see this is I'm a little bit confused by this question. Does he say like regardless of how fate played them? Like I don't like. Does he think they not in this scenario? They're both not injured, or they're just how they are? I guess he means that you. How they are.
Yeah,
right?
I'm guessing that's what he means.
Okay, so I got to look up Amari Cooper.
Michael Thomas had that one magical season, but then he was injured, and I think Amari Cooper didn't have any as stellar season, but he was more consistent, right? And he started really. and he started slow.
Okay, so I'm looking at this right now. So Michael Thomas has competed in 6 seasons. Amari Cooper has played in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He's competed in 8. Michael Thomas has had 3 consecutive injury-prone seasons. Amari Cooper had 2. No, he didn't have 2. He didn't have 2. He got traded in 2018, and that's why those numbers are confusing.
Amari Cooper
basically has had a pretty injury-free career, from what I can tell.
But he wasn't that great.
He's got 3 1,100-yard seasons. Michael Thomas has 4.
Amari Cooper has, let's see, 1, 2, 3. He has 3 seasons of at least 8 touchdowns. It goes up if you reduce it to 7 touchdowns. He's got 5 seasons of at least 7 touchdowns. Michael Thomas has 3 seasons of 9 touchdowns. That's it.
See, the question with this question, it sort of comes down to, Kevin, like how much do you value Michael Thomas's peak, where he was like in basically 2018 and 2019.
2019, yeah. 2019, he was a god.
He was a top 3 receiver, maybe the best receiver in football. How much do you value that peak, that like 2-year window over like just like Amari Cooper is like blue flame just burning consistently, right? Like he's going to give you because since 2018, his worst year is 50 catches, 700 yards. So like he's going to give you
No. You got to add that because that was the Oakland to Dallas trade. He got over 1,000.
Oh, okay. So he's got
So his worst year was 2021 with Dallas, where he had 68 catches for 865 yards.
Yeah.
And oh wait, I'm sorry. His worst year was the 2017 season with the Raiders. 48 catches, 680 yards, but still 7 touchdowns.
Yeah. So like he's like top 20ish receiver, and he's just gonna, he's gonna give you 80 catches, 1,000 yards, and you're getting that. Like
so is the question who do we want going forward, or whose career would we want right now?
That's the thing that I was trying to explain.
Okay, if it's career, I would probably say Michael Thomas. If it's who do we want going forward, I would take Amari Cooper.
Yeah, because if you plug Amari Cooper on the Saints this year, 85 catches, 1,100 yards, done. You're getting it. Where Michael Thomas
reunion with Carr.
Oh yeah, you got that Carr chemistry. Reunion with Michael Thomas, you're like, we don't know. I mean, you can argue it back and forth on what you think he's going to get. Nobody knows,
right?
But overall, for career, I'd still take Michael Thomas just because Amari Cooper, as solid as he's been, he's closer to a Marcus Colston than he is like the best of the best.
Right.
Michael Thomas for 2 years, he was the best of the best in the NFL. So I'd still take Michael Thomas' career, but I agree with you. You kind of got to take Amari Cooper because he's like that solid that thing when you go to the restaurant, Kevin, and every time you go to that restaurant and you order it, you know exactly what it's going to be. It's going to be really good.
Right.
It's like McDonald's.
It's basically, it's like you go to a restaurant and somebody says, well, what are you having? Oh, I'm going to have the Amari Cooper. Well, you've had the Amari Cooper like 10 straight times. Why don't you try the Michael Thomas? Like it's won awards.
Special.
Like it's won awards. Like this thing is like, I've heard this thing is like really great. And then it's like, well, I've heard the Michael Thomas, like I've seen people that have different reactions to the Michael Thomas, the Amari Cooper. I know exactly what I'm getting. Right. It's been like, I am a creature of habit.
That's right.
The Amari Cooper has never let me down.
Not a single time.
Right. Like, oh, a buddy of mine, he had the Michael Thomas and he had food poisoning for like a week straight. So.
That's right. That's right. So great questions, guys. The Gail Benson question took so long. We'll do another mailbag later on. We'll get to more questions, but we love the questions, guys. And like I said at the beginning, if you're finding this on YouTube and you like what you see, which of course you did, because we win awards. Everybody likes what they see when they stumble onto Saints Happy Hour. Go to saintshappyhour.com, support the show. You get access to every podcast we do. No commercials. You get access to our Discord, which is amazing, where you can talk to us with Saints fans, other patrons of the show privately. And when Twitter or X or whatever the hell goes away and you don't want to go on Threads and you don't want to go on the cesspool that's Facebook talking about the Saints, Discord, our little Discord will be a happy, safe bubble for you to talk Saints 24/7. So you should do it. SaintsHappyHour.com. Support the show. For Kevin, for Thomas back in Poland, amazing job as always. Until next time, the bar is closed.